Your laser cut parts are now going to be used to make one of these, a tape follower, with a tina board, motors and room for a battery. The rear wheels are driven with O-rings, and for the front you'll assemble a steerable wheel, a caster, like on office chairs. Most of the assembly will be done with hot glue, and you'll need a few more items: motors, O-rings, black ABS plastic rod, red silicone rubber tubing, and 3mm or 1/8 inch steel rod material. Go to the website and download the SolidWorks model of the tape follower, and when you have the files, open the assembly file to examine the entire thing. From there, the easiest thing is to open single parts to have a closer look and, for example, to measure how long something is. In the electrical bootcamp, you'll learn how to solder, and you'll each prepare one reflective sensor and one small motor per person. The motor needs some hot glue and ideally first some shrink wrap to reinforce the tabs. All these things can be done in no particular order. The chassis is assembled with hot glue. The motors have little collar rims that snap right into their positions before they're secured with a bit of hot glue. And go easy on the hot glue there, because you'll have to disassemble these units at some point and get the motors out intact. Whenever you get the time, go and get the other supplies. Again, use the SolidWorks assembly to decide how many, how much, and how long of each you need. When cutting that red rubber tubing, please don't make a mess of the coil, but take your time to pick it apart. And to cut the steel rod, you can use a hacksaw or our heavy gauge wire cutters. You'll need 2 pieces of steel, a long one for the rear axle and a short one for the vertical caster axle. Next up, the caster wheel. Take the short steel shaft and use the vise to squeeze one end flat. Insert that end as shown here and use hot glue to secure it in place. Every time you add a piece, wait for the hot glue to cool. The little front wheel gets a small O-ring for a tire, and a piece of black plastic ABS rod as an axle. And everything is assembled with red rubber tubing. The hardest thing to do here is to make sure everything is moving just right, not too tight and not too loose, and you'll probably need to do some tests to get it all working fine.